Alright, this will be a first for me making a review like this. No one has asked me to do this. YouTube definitely hasn't ever sent me a paycheck. I do all this on my own, and that is a fact. Anyway, I spent some time researching this box and several others on the internet, and this is what I came up with for me. I just thought I'd share it with you. It's like a travel suitcase. You're going to the airport, flying out of town, whatever. It's called Pelican Air, and has some interesting features here I want to show you. You notice there's a 110 outlet in there, right? That's literally a 3-prong 110 outlet. There's a waterproof cap. There's a Cat 5 connector right there. On the back side, there's another Cat 5 waterproof connector. Here's a connector right here. This is 12 volt, positive and negative. 12 volt. You say, what in the world? Where's this guy going? Well, let me just show you what we did. Obviously a handle here, handle in the front, another handle here in the back. They're stiff, everything's new. I unlock this clip, this clip, this clip, this one, and that one. Obviously there's 2 locks here. You can put 2 locks on it, combination locks, whatever you want to do. We open this guy up. Those of you that are familiar, Starlink Gen 3, internet anywhere in the United States. I think I can say that. So, just get some of this stuff out and try to explain it to you. We're going to get Starlink room, and I'm an excavator contractor. Sometimes we need internet on the job. I have Verizon. It's 2024, and no, Verizon is not perfect. There's many times out on some of these remote areas we barely have service. So I was going to use this for when we travel and or for work out on a remote site. It's the whole reason behind this. So this box, we got a rubber gasket goes around here. This thing's like sealed watertight. This foam is all glued in. I mean, it does not come out. I actually pulled this apart carefully, and I stuck my instructions behind there just for a little storage and to hide it. So here is the kick mount for Starlink. You're familiar with that. Here is Starlink power. Here is Starlink's modem. And before I velcroed all these in, I hooked these wires up underneath how I wanted them to come out, if that makes sense to you. We'll start right here. You notice we got an end and an end, Cat 5. Nothing's hooked up. I'm using this as a spare cord. At this point I don't need it. It's here. We have a 110 outlet. I can take a cord right here. I'll scratch my dish, plug my 110 in, bam. I now have power coming through, going to the box. Power continues through and fires up the modem, Starlink router, excuse me. At that point, I have another cable comes out of the bottom of that router, runs through the box. You can't see it, it's underneath this housing, and it comes out this port. So I plug in my, I think that's the right terminology, Cat 5, And this goes to the back of Starlink. Boom, plugs in. I set this thing due north, do my alignment. I walk away. I have internet on my job site. All right, I don't want to lose you here. Follow along with me. I'm assuming that's all hooked up and running. Okay, now another option is 500 watt inverter. It's pure sine wave power. The website where I got this, I'll give that to you in a minute. They offer a 300 watt. I opted to upgrade to a 500 watt. Now let's assume we got 12 volt. We don't know 110. Let's plug this guy into the inverter. See what I did? This is power cord coming from the side. We don't have 110 on a job, we'll just say. So we disconnect and we hook to this inverter. Now, 12 volt could come in the back side here where my finger is. Assuming we had 12 volt. And you could put a cigarette lighter plug on here and make this as long as you want, all that good stuff. And you could plug directly into the back of the box, just like that, with 12 volt. Your 12 volt power comes in, the inverter fires up, makes 110, comes across, hits the power, goes to the modem. I got my cord here plugged in the Starlink. We got internet. There's a couple other options they offer. Here's a cord, cigarette lighter plug already on it. The two eyelets, positive and negative. This is a little short. We're going to make some longer for us, for our needs. You can do whatever you want. But you could have this sitting on the seat of your truck, plug in, and you'd still have enough room. Take these two connectors off right here. Bam. Now you got 12 volt powering your inverter. Cigarette lighter plug. Stay with me. I don't want to lose you. If you had a battery somewhere, you got the alligator clips. You know what they are. Same thing, positive, negative. You got the two eyelets, plug in there. Some of you might say, well, they're short. Well, make what you want. This is what they offered us. We're going to probably make some longer ones for once we figure out how we're going to set this up, but there we go. Give us some fuses. The inverter's got 3 fuses on it right there. Just some extra little funky plugs. You want to do some kind of your own contraption with what's here. Last but not least, you could put Starlink into bypass mode. This cable is tied in the bottom underneath. Plug that into here. And you could run your, again, I think my proper terminology is your Cat 5 cable. I believe the internet says up to 300 feet without dropping any loss, packet loss, whatever you want to call that. You run that thing to your third-party router, wherever that may be, or run it 20 feet, whatever you want. And your internet is then coming out of the third-party router because you bypassed the Starlink router. And those of you who have Starlink understand that. Maybe some of you won't. What I was looking for when I was looking for this setup, there's so many different things out there, different price ranges. People are going to Walmart, buying this little tub, getting some cheap foam, making layers and stacking stuff in. I wasn't quite there. I wanted to have something where I just close the lid, throw it in the truck, and not have to look back. I like the box. I think this is a little flimsy. However, this should not reflect the company that I bought this from. They are probably buying this box from somewhere else, bringing it into their office, their warehouse, and then they are adding and making this box per what the customer ordered, which is me. So I don't blame them for this flimsy lid. I already am past that lid. I like everything this is about. Again, at the end of the day, within 3 minutes, I can put this all back together, and it's all made for this system. When I close this lid, this foam pinches down on this and just kind of locks everything tight. You could throw the box around upside down, sideways, whatever, and this dish and its components are not bouncing around in there. It's locked in. That's what I was looking for, and I believe I found that right here. Velcro straps, they all came with it. Everything's tight, everything's locked in. It ain't going nowhere. This is screwed down. It's I don't know why I didn't think of this, to be honest with you. But I didn't. I'm not into making Starlink boxes. So, quick rundown here. If you're familiar with Starlink, $5.99. Go on Starlink.com. I'm not here to promote it. Don't buy Starlink, because then my service is going to get slower. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not here to push Starlink. And I'm not here to push this box. When I seen it, I was like in awe over it. So I never made a review. I make YouTube videos of our jobs. I think this is my first review. And Starlink is not offering me any money. The company that makes this box doesn't even know I made this review. I did this all on my own. As far as who made this box, I'm gonna just give you my story on it. On their website, they offer a 300-watt inverter. I didn't want that. Oh, and by the way, I missed that. There's 2 outlets here coming off the inverter, 110. As long as you're pushing 12 volt in and this is running, you can plug 2 cords in there, but only up to 500 watt. I also want to show you, there's two USB ports right there. If you had a dead cell phone or something, you had that cord you plug in, you can charge your cell phone, whatever the case may be. Everything is watertight. The rubber seal here, O-ring. It really got me smiling here. You can't see it, but it does. The company that I got this from is savageutv. SAVAGEUTV.com. I dealt with Vanessa. I just wanted to mention her name. Twice she helped me out. I called Vanessa. I said, Vanessa, look, on your website you're offering 300 watt. I want a 500 watt. What can we do? Within 5 minutes, she put my stuff together, gave me my price. I gave her my card, paid for it. 4 days later, sitting here on the deck when I come home, I opened it up and I started going through things. I was like, wow, cool. And this cord was missing. This cord goes in the back in the 12 volt outlet. I sent Vanessa an email mid-afternoon. She said, our crew down here, we forgot to put it in the box. I'm going to ship one right out. And I had this cord in 2 days in my mailbox. Again, I'm going to make these cords a little longer. That may be something you may want to talk to them about if you order it, if you don't like the size of these guys. But to me, this is minor. We got cords laying around the shop. We can easily put something together. SavageUTV.com. I would encourage you to talk to Vanessa. Mention MJ Contractors. Maybe she'll give you a deal. I don't know that for sure. No one knows I made this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting this thing out in the field. And or on an as-need basis, I guess I'm gonna say. We don't need it every day. We're not on a job site on YouTube and on the internet all day long. We're working, but there's some jobs where you need to do some office stuff, you need to do some emails, and you're up in northern PA, somewhere up in the mountains where the reception's really bad. Again, that's why we got it, and it's gonna work perfect. Really like it. I hope you enjoyed this little review, I guess we call it, but there it is. There it is. 700 bucks, $6.99, shipped to the house, built how I wanted it. I'm not complaining. You can go to Walmart, buy a little plastic container if you like, but to me this is going to be bulletproof for how we run the business there out of the trailer. And it's going to get scuffed and scratched, but the items inside will remain safe. That's what I was looking for. Hope you all have a good evening. Thanks.